All right, so we are recording. So welcome everybody to the annual or the Wednesday Zoom for Team Deborah's Dreamers and the 50 Plus group. I'm going to be your host today. You probably all have seen my name somewhere, but now you hear my voice. So it is, we want to welcome everybody. And is there any new ones that have joined us for the first time? We'd really like you to unmute yourself and introduce yourself and where you're from and how long you've been in the business. And if you to unmute yourself, you just go down to the bottom left-hand corner and hit where it says mute, just click on it and the red line through should disappear. But nobody new?
I think there is new people. Florence, are you new? No? Okay. Is anybody else? Guess not.
No.
We only have 19 people on today. I wonder what's going on.
Well, the Albertans have all got so hot that we've cooked.
Melted down to nothing.
Yeah, I wish, but we're here.
Yeah.
Some of us, anyway.
Oh, that's all right. Well, I suppose too, because school's out now and graduation and holidays are starting, and tomorrow's a holiday, and that could be part of it, but that's all right. As long as you watch the replay, we'll let you do that. So, all right. So everybody's muted, and we are all started to go. So, a couple of things. Our Laurie Bolianatz is going to be our presenter this afternoon. And is Lisa on here? Don't think I see her yet to do the accomplishments. Okay, so do we have a volunteer that will do them? If she doesn't get on here?
She's online, so I'm going to send her a message and see maybe if she's having difficulty.
Okay. Another thing, at the end of the meeting, we're going to be looking for hosts and presenters starting on July 21st. So something to think about. It gives you a chance to get prepared to be a mentor and a good coach. So just think about it and think about who you could invite as a guest speaker, because it's your responsibility as the host to find that guest speaker for that day. Let's see. Well, let me see. If no Lisa, are you Laurie, are you ready to start your presentation? All right, we will let Laurie come right on here and tell us all about her life and how it's improved, and we're ready to hear it. She was good. I just seen her. She just did a go live in the Dream Team too. So.
Yeah, just I am ready, kind of. Just 1 second. I didn't do a PowerPoint.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't either.
But I do have notes.
It's easier just to talk
Notes
and
to
go from your notes. So we'll let you start. I'm going to mute myself and the floor is yours.
Alrighty, everybody. My name is Laurie Bolianatz. I started in, I'm just trying to think now. Time has gone by so fast that it's really hard to believe that I've been in the business as long as I have. I started in January of 2019. So I'm going to back up here. Deborah asked me to come on, do a presentation of whatever I chose. I'm not savvy in a lot of things like tech skills or anything like that, but I guess the best thing I could think of to talk about was me, because I'm an expert on me. And I decided to talk about my journey. I'm nobody special. I didn't have experience before I started this business, but this is where I started. I was looking for something to do online, working from home. We lived on an acreage in a remote area. Driving to a city for employment at my age wasn't really a great option. And then I also had some health issues at the time. So I've been looking for a number of years for something that I could do online, even if I had to work doing data entry for somebody. I looked for that as well, and I came up empty. And then in 2014, my husband was a casualty of the oil field shutdown after 35 years, and himself, he was in his late 50s. Even when the oil field did come back somewhat, nobody was going to hire somebody his age because of his experience. They didn't want to pay that kind of money for him. So he was able to find employment, but it wasn't in the oil field. He had his class 1A, so he was able to go trucking. However, he was making about 40% less than what he was making in the oil field. And we were just starting to pad our bank account and set up our retirement savings. And this really kind of set us back. And we ended up dipping into our savings more and more. And we tried a couple of investments, and we tried another business opportunity, and we ended up losing a lot of what we had saved. So it was starting to I was feeling desperate, and it was getting tough. I was still continuing to look for something online. And in October of 2018, I vaguely remember seeing Deborah's ad on Facebook, and I did register. But I had looked at so many things. I had registered for so many things. And after I had registered, I thought, oh crap, I'm not watching anything else because it's all the same thing over and over again. And I didn't have a lot of money to invest. So I didn't watch the workshop, and I actually probably didn't pay attention to know that there was a replay to watch. So I let it go. In December, between Christmas and New Year's, there was another ad that came up, and it really caught my attention because the people that had advertised that ad only lived maybe less than an hour away from where I lived. They really resonated with me, and I think I registered, and I think I did watch the webinar. And then I proceeded to ask her a bunch of questions. Now, I was one of those difficult people. In fact, she told me this business was not for me. And I'm going to try and bring up some of the conversation that I had. This is one of her replies. She said, got your message, and yes, we are from Saskatchewan. We would recommend that you watch the free live workshop first to get an idea of what we're doing in this business. The link is in your email. We can go from there. Have a great evening. I replied back to her, I did watch it. And then I said, I don't have time or patience to watch all these videos. Questions. How long have you been doing this? Are you really making money? What's your ballpark income? I've had this question thousands of times, and every time I do, the hair in the back of my neck stands up. She graciously replied, hi, Laurie, in all honesty, you may need more time to think about this business, as all businesses take time and patience, and you get out of it what you put in. Just 1 second. This is not a get rich quick scheme, which is good because it's sustainable. We are generating at the pace we want for our business, and the results vary. It's your own business. You run it. Stay in touch. You can jump in anytime. That's just a snippet of the conversation that I had with her through email. I was a difficult person. And so anyhow, I did at the time, it was $99, and I really couldn't afford to lose $99. That's how desperate we were with our income and close to losing our acreage. So I did eventually spend the 99, got the pre-coaching videos. But when I did buy in, I got to go back here a little bit. When I did buy in, all of a sudden Deborah's name came up. And I was getting emails from Deborah, and I'm thinking, like, what's happening here? Like, this isn't the person I was conversing with. So I contacted Kathy again, and she informed me of the first opt-in policy. And at the time, I didn't remember registering with Deborah, but all things happen for a reason, and I'm very happy, very happy with my coach and my mentor. So anyhow, in January, I did my coaching call with Deborah. February, I did my paperwork, and my husband was very skeptical. I had been in a lot of MLMs and network marketing things before, and he could see money going out and nothing coming in. So when I approached him with this and what it would cost, he about had a stroke. But he did believe in me, and because he was working, we were able to finance through Medicard, and he said, "This is it. This is the last opportunity that I'm going to support you in." And I said, "That's fine, because I'm positive. I have no doubt that this is what I've been looking for, and this is going to work." So I got my products. I started with the JR2 trifecta, got my products, and in March, I believe, I started advertising. I watched the webinars. I'd gone all the way back, I think, to 2017, watched all the webinars that had been recorded. I went through the training, and of course, the biggest part of our part of doing this business is the advertising. And I suck at it, to put it plainly. I had no clue how to do an ad. I had done a couple of things, put them on Facebook, didn't get them approved. And then on one of the webinars, I distinctly remember Mike saying, "You're not advertising a business, you're advertising an online system to learn how to set up a business." And that finally resonated. It clicked with me. And a lot of people at that time were doing story ads on Facebook. And Facebook was the platform that we were all using. It was before Google and YouTube. So I did a story ad, submitted it, got approved. 3 days later, would get disapproved. I would appeal that decision. It would get back up and running. 3 days later, it would get disapproved. So I hadn't really contacted Deborah a whole bunch throughout this process. And I finally broke down because I thought she was just too busy. So I contacted Deborah. She sat down with me and my ad, and we edited the ad, put it up and running. Probably ran for about a week, and then they closed it down again. So it was a lot of back and forth. It just never could get any traction as far as an algorithm goes. So this went on and off probably until about September. I would get leads, but no buyers. So then, out of desperation, I searched through Facebook, through their support system, through help, and I finally came across the chat support. Started chatting with somebody from Facebook, and I told her what was happening. I said, I've gone through the ad, the wording is all compliant. I'm not an MLM. What can I do? And she said, can I phone you? And I'm sitting there, yes, praise God. I could talk to a human on this. So she phoned me. She went through my ad. She couldn't see anything wrong with it. And to this day, I don't know what she did, if she gave me a green flag or what. Facebook has not bothered me at all. They've kept my ad going. I've tweaked it some. I've changed the photo. It's always approved. And in fact, the last time that I duplicated and made a change, it didn't even take half an hour before they approved it and had it up and running. So I have been blessed in that respect with Facebook. Let's see, I'm trying to follow my notes here. Just bear with me. I apologize. I didn't want to do a PowerPoint because there was really nothing fancy about my stories. So I guess the one thing that I want to point out, that if you are working with Facebook and if you have to have a conversation with any of them, whether it's a marketing rep or whatever, be sure that you tell them that you are advertising a workshop or a webinar for people to learn how to set up an online business. Facebook they like learning, they like teaching. So when you put those words into your conversation with them, they're okay with that. You don't generally have an issue with them, as far as I know in my experience. So back to my ad and working on that in December of 2019, it still wasn't getting very many leads. I did get, just let me see here, I wrote it in my notes. I did get 3 buyers, but I still, I wanted more, as everybody does. So in December of 2019, I went back to the drawing board and I knew it had something to do with my targeting. My ad was fine. It was working, but there was something with my targeting. So I went through the training and I redid all my targeting and it worked. Leads started coming in like raindrops. It was amazing. I started with a budget of $10.29, and for a long time that worked. I tried, as I got a couple of buyers, I thought, well, I'm going to increase my budget. And it did nothing but slow my ad down for whatever reason. I don't know why. When I went back to my original budget, leads started coming in again. So it doesn't there's no rhyme or reason to it. I tried as high as a $20 budget and never got any more leads than I did with the 10 one. So I always went back, and I'm not arguing with that. I mean, who doesn't want leads on a $10.29 budget? So since I've started, I've had 34 buyers. I've had 18 refunds. I've had 6 business I have 6 business partners, and I'm waiting on paperwork for 2 distributors, and both of them I believe are going to be trifectas. One for sure is a trifecta. And the rest of the people that have bought in are fence sitters. So what's really remarkable about my journey is in the past 6 months, I have reached 4A. I became a coach. And I stacked all of my accounts. There again, once I reached 4A, things started to really moving. When I became a coach, they started moving even faster. And now that I've stacked my accounts, they're moving even quicker. I am just very grateful. Great. Oh, I didn't think I'd tear up. I'm very happy with my success. When I started, I had set a monthly income goal that I thought would put us in the comfort zone. That I've exceeded. I don't usually tear up. Sorry, everybody. I've experienced ups and downs throughout my journey. The one thing that I came to realize a long time ago is that I'm in control of my journey. When my business wasn't moving or stalled, it was nobody's fault but my own. And when I mean stalled, I mean I didn't have leads. I always sat down and had a conversation with myself. And I would ask myself the question, am I doing everything that has been laid out in the training? And there was always a no answer. There was always something that I wasn't doing because it was out of my comfort zone or I didn't think I needed to do. That is the nudge that I needed to become accountable to myself and my business. And that's my story.
Well, that's a great story. And that's one thing, we all do have our own stories, and it's good for us to tell everybody else. If we don't tell anybody, they're not going to know. And they're not going to know that they're not the only one that's struggling. Everybody has their struggles. Even that's what they say on the masterminds when you're watching them. If they started the same spot we did. We're all starting at 1A, and the only way to go is upwards. So that is the truth.
Yeah, we all had our struggles, that's for sure.
Yep.
And I see there's some questions in the chat group for you, Laurie. They want to know if you are running a video ad on Facebook.
Nope, not yet. I do have a video done, but I think it's more of a YouTube video because I'm sure there's flag words in it. My ad is just a picture. I hate the picture. It's a god awful picture. But it's just a picture ad with my story, and like it's been running, well, since March of 2019. However, I think it's maybe starting to run its course or it's the Apple update. I don't know, but my leads and whatnot have started to slow down significantly. And I keep saying this, I am. Tomorrow, I will be starting my YouTube training and getting an ad up on YouTube. So that's, yeah. Sorry, I tend to ramble, so you can tell me to be quiet.
Oh, we'll never do that. Anybody else have any other questions for Laurie? All right.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Laurie, what did you do when you started getting down on yourself? Like affirmations, gratitude, what?
A little bit of gratitude. I do have, I hope you guys don't mind listening to this story. I've been following personal development motivation for quite some time, and I don't know where this came from. I just remember hearing this question, and it was, what would you do if you had more money than you could spend? And it must have come to me at the right time, because when I thought of it, I didn't put any huge thought into it. When the thought went through my mind, I had this sense of peace go through me. And it's that feeling that I draw on with the law of attraction. So every morning, sometimes if things aren't going great, I'll say it to myself a few more times, but I always ask myself, what magnificent news is coming to me today? And I draw on that feeling that I had when I posed that question. So I feel like a light, golden light is pouring in on me, and without a word of a lie, something magnificent always comes to me each and every day. So it's a practice. You don't just all of a sudden, it doesn't just all of a sudden come to you. It's like it's training a muscle. And I've just put a lot of training into that. So that's one of my affirmations. Another affirmation that I have that I try and use every day, and I really use it if things aren't going well. And believe me, I've had some days when I really wonder, it's like that getting out of bed and stubbing your toe. And it's really a matter of how you handle that. And how I handle that is I always ask myself, what else is possible? How does it get any better than this? So if you get out of bed and stub your toe in the morning and it really hurts, when you ask yourself, how does it get any better? You can't help but get better. But if you keep on focusing on the pain of stubbing your toe and carrying that with you throughout the day, you're going to stub your toe a lot. I hope that answers your question, Debbie.
Fiona has a question for you in the chat too. She wants to know what your husband thinks now.
Actually, he is very happy. He's very supportive. Some of you may know, and maybe some of you don't. We're planning on relocating to Panama. Our tickets are booked for October the 25th. Our acreage is going up for auction on August 23rd. And a recent conversation I had with him, he was actually talking about becoming a business partner, which really surprised me. So that's what he thinks of it now, Zalika. Anybody else?
Well, I think we're good then.
So, Laurie, how many hours a day did you put into your business when it actually started working? Like to get prepared for your business. I know you had a learning curve, some too, the same as I did, right? Because, and I'm still not tech savvy either. So how many hours a day did you put into your business? Did you treat it like a full-time business or did you treat it like a hobby?
To tell you the truth, probably for the first 6 to 7 months, I treated it like a hobby.
And what was the results?
Yeah, very, very poor. I mean, I worked on my training. I only spent a couple hours a day, maybe. I kept telling myself I was busy and I had other things to do. I didn't have time, you know. I thought I was happy investing the time that I was into my training and into my business. But now I spend probably a good 3 days a week. I probably spend 6 to 8 hours a day on my business. And then my husband is a trucker. He's only home maybe sometimes for one day. So when he does come home, I will always answer my business partners, my mentees. Like if they send me a message, I'll try and get back to them as quick as I can. I don't just totally shut down my business. And I watch my flock. I stay in touch. If there's the Wednesday night mastermind is on when he's home, I will watch that or this Zoom. But for the most part, when he is home, I kind of put my business on hold a little bit. But when the weekends I have to spend on my house and my yard right now. But I'm always checking flock. I'm always checking my messages. So I am in tune with my people on the weekend too, but for the most part, that's my weekends are mine.
And that's the benefit and the joy of this business is so that we can pick and choose our own hours and our own time. But your bank account now reflects your full-time business compared to working a couple hours here and a couple hours there.
It does. And I guess I think I put this into my team chat today. You're the CEO of your business. And is your business open today?
That is so
If you
true,
don't-
isn't it? Yes. It is your business.
If you don't have, yeah, if you don't have your ads running, or if you're not working on your ads, if you're not posting on your Facebook page, you're not open for business.
That's right. So. All right. Does anybody have any more questions for Laurie or?
I know this is a stupid question, but how when you say you treat it like a hobby and treat it like a business, how's that?
Okay, as far as treating it like a hobby, I would spend a few hours a day on it and think that that was enough. You know, when I would do my Facebook posts and, leave and do something else. Cause I mean, I like keeping house. I like cleaning house. It gives me great satisfaction. I'm one of the few people out there. So I would sooner clean house and sit in my office going through the training and doing ads. So that's how I treated it like a hobby. When I sat down consistently and did my Facebook posts and consistently watched my ad, watched the stats, consistently plugged into the masterminds, consistently plugged into the Newbie Tuesdays, staying plugged into all the information that's out there, that's when my business started to improve.
That's good.
Does that answer your question, Amy?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. All right. So I still don't see Lisa on. Did you get a hold of her, Deb? All right. So Deborah should have her training open. So we'll let Deborah do the
I will
announcements.
do it. I will.
And Deborah's getting that hooked up. Everybody have their Kahoots all downloaded and ready for later. If you don't, message Kim and she will tell you what needs to be put together to get you ready. Oh, you gone too far, Deb.
Right there. Okay. All right. So Maureen McDonald finished her ad for YouTube. It's up and running. Great. That's perfect. Charlene Brown Mason had a buyer and one of her downline had a buyer that week. Awesome. 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 Shelly Bowery had her first 4-figure payday. Yay. Whoop, whoop. Exciting. That is exciting. Elena Regno, today she celebrates her milestone birthday. Life has just begun. Happy birthday, Elena. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Elena. Happy birthday to you. Sorry for the singing, but Sharon Penny, I am away at work and getting discouraged. Almost 2 years in the business. And then I got an email from a buyer that bought in on May 20th. I emailed her, but she never responded. The past 2 days, I have gotten a reply from my automated email. I sent her and she is good to book her coaching call today. Yay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll listen to the replay. She can't make it on today. But you know, folks, people always seem to get discouraged. And it's something that when the time is right for these things to happen, they're going to happen. So, you know, you get discouraged and then good things start to happen. So there's an example. She started to get discouraged, but she didn't stop doing her business. Okay. So she did it and amazing. So Elena, hooray, with little free time at my daughter's, I stayed up late at the house, was quiet and was determined and able to put a video together of the moments upcoming to the new baby coming home for her. That's big step for me. Excellent. So congratulations on the new baby too. And congratulations on the doing the video. That's a huge step. Laurie Bolianatz, wow, I just went live in the Dream Team. Not my greatest moment, but I did it. And you did awesome, Laurie. You totally did awesome. So guys, we didn't have much in here for accomplishments this week. I know it's summer and I know Canada is hotter than it's ever been in history. So I can't imagine what you guys are going through, but enjoy your air conditioning and let's get some happy moments into these, into the accomplishments again.
All right. Thank
That
you,
is it.
Deborah. It's nice to see that everybody was, but there was no comments in there that shouldn't have been, that they were all, everybody's using their emojis and to do their acknowledgement of the items there. So, all right, we had a couple, any other questions? Salika, you had a question that you wanted to ask, not compared to the Laurie's.
Yes, hi. I have a question just off topic from what Laurie was presenting. I was trying to run, I just came back from Ethiopia like a week ago. So I wanted to start my ad because my Facebook again shut down. So I need to go back to YouTube, which I used before. So I was setting up a video and I came to the place where it says network, where you select or deselect you leave one of them and then you deselect the two of them. But the first two ones are shaded where I cannot deselect them. So I contacted the group in Google Ad. They didn't have any response for me. Like one person said it's a YouTube question. I don't know. I think I was on Google Ads. So I don't know how that happened. I called Google.
Are you talking about Google ads or are you talking about YouTube ads?
I mean, to set up the YouTube, I have to go through the Google ad, right? And I have to
But you
select
said you
those.
already had it set up. You were
I'm
already doing YouTube before, correct?
Yeah, I have been. And I deselect that same things that I'm seeing shadowed right now. That's why I contacted Google and I asked them, you need to uncheck that so I can select it or deselect it. They said, no, it's always like that. It wasn't. There are 3 boxes where I can select whichever one I want. But now the first 2 ones are on gray where I cannot deselect.
So Lincoln, have you gone back through the training to see if it's been updated about that?
I did. I listened to it yesterday and there's nothing about that talks about that. Exactly at that point is when I called Google because and the training is just says deselect the first one and the third one and leave only the second one. So, but I cannot deselect the first one. And I don't know if anyone come across something like that in this group.
Stacy?
I haven't.
Yes, I have come across that just in the recent weeks myself, and I just let it ride, and I'm getting leads. So,
oh, okay.
I say just go for it.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
I'm not sure what I can't seem to get.
I don't know. I think it's just gonna eat up our money. That's the only thing I think that why we deselected. So
I don't know how or why it happened that way, but maybe they're making some changes.
Right. Okay.
I'll let you know how it goes because I'm going to do a couple more ads and I'll see
Okay.
if I find one that does have it where you can.
Okay.
select it. Anyway,
All right. Thank you.
I was using placements. Are you doing placements?
I'm going. I have prepared the placement and keywords. I didn't decide which one to go with because I didn't go that far.
Yeah, I don't know if it has something to do with it. I'll keep my eyes on it too.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, so we have some weekly announcements. The welcome kit section number 2. All new business owners should be registered in section 10 and be watching the Newbie Tuesdays. There's 5 of them there. Start with number 1. Find yourself a notebook and take notes. Because every week they change presenters change, the slides stay the same, but there's always little tidbits that each presenter gets, and you'll find that you're writing down things that you wouldn't even think about writing down. So, and you have to write them down because when you go to watch it the next time, that one's gone. They're only saved for a week. Well, they're saved, each one is saved for a week because when the new one comes, there's 5 altogether. So you have to watch them. It's not so important when you're new to watch the Wednesday mastermind, because if you haven't watched the ones before that, the newbie ones, the Wednesday one kind of confuses you or gets you, I don't know. Okay, Deb.
One of the things about the Wednesday mastermind, I really want people to understand. I just had someone contact me yesterday and they said, I am just so discouraged. I have put $30, $40 a day on my ads and getting nothing. I said, when did you find your winning ad? They said, we've never had any winning ads. There's nothing working. I said, why would you ever put that kind of money onto something you don't know is working? And they said, well, that's what it says on the masterminds. They're all putting high budgets on. I said, oh my goodness, sweetheart. Those people have been in the business a long time. They found their winning ads. And if you remember, they all say, once we found our winning ad, then we upped our budget. And that's when they started growing big. But it took a lot of people a long time to find that winning ad. And never, ever, ever put more than $10 a day until you find that winning ad. And if you're doing an ad and you've got an ad out there for 2 weeks and you haven't got a lead, then there's something wrong. And don't make the mistake of using the exact same one on a different platform or something because there's something wrong. Like you can't do something that's not working and keep doing it and expect different results. It's like what I did when I first started this business. When I first started this business, I didn't know how to put a picture on Facebook. So I got my grandson to help me. And he told me I had to Google to, find out. So after he helped me that day, I made notes and, I after they left after supper and they went home, I went in and, thought I'm going to do it again. And I typed into Google, how do you put a picture on Facebook? ? And nothing was coming up for me. I was getting YouTube things, but when I clicked on it, it was toothpaste, it was jewelry, it was cars, it was vitamins, it was clothes, it was everything except for my answer, because I did not know that you had to hit skip ad to get this answer. But I wasn't smart enough, I guess at the time, or I wasn't enough tech savvy, or I didn't understand that just because I'm typing that question in, I was expecting to get a different result from doing the exact same thing. I'm living proof that if you keep doing, because I did it all that night and all the next day until he got out of school the next day before I got a hold of him to ask him, what am I doing? Like, why is it not working? But I kept typing that question. And if I typed it in once, I've typed it in over 100 times. And that's not exaggerating a bit. So I was doing something that wasn't working. And instead of making a change, because if you do something that doesn't work, doesn't matter how many times you do it, it's not going to work, right? And that's what I was doing. I was doing something that wasn't working, but I kept doing it and it still didn't work. So, how do you expect for things to happen when we do things that aren't working? Why do we expect a different result from something that's not working? And that's what I did in the beginning of this business. I was doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And that's not ever going to happen. So if you've got an ad out there and it's not working, then you got to look at it. This is the testing process. $10 a day is a testing process, right? It's a testing process. You need to find your own brand. Like, I'm not going to, target people that golf because I do not like golfing. And there's nothing on my Facebook page about golfing. I'm not going to target downhill skiing because there's nothing on my Facebook page about downhill skiing. Whatever it is that you share on your Facebook and have been for a long time, those are the things you need to target. Those are your brands. And be specific about you, because you want people unique to you. And like we were all making that mistake before. We were just putting targets in, whatever we could think of. And I encourage people to do that because I didn't know the difference, right? So, we all did that, and we put those targets in there, and people would go and look at her page and they'd say, that woman's on some kind of crack or something because she's, targeting me. I'm a downhill skier and she's talking about swimming in the ocean, like totally different. She's out of her mind, right? So that's what people do. But then they were, seeing other people's ads who were downhill skiing. So, they were clicking on our ad, they were clicking on somebody else's ad, and they would never be ours because so many people were targeting the exact same thing. But you've got to brand yourself to be specific. If you're going to brand, if you're a dog lover. So I'm going to brand, say, for example, I have a black Chihuahua. I'm going to target black Chihuahua owners, Pacific, right? And they're going to go to my page and they're going to see all kinds of pictures of black Chihuahuas, right? Or I'm going to target, the Caribbean Ocean, right? Because that's where I am and that's where my pictures are taken. If I was in Alberta, I'm going to target oil sands. If I'm taking pictures of the oil sands, or I'm taking pictures of Fort McMurray, or I'm taking pictures of a yellow Challenger, I'm going to target those things, right? You target what you put on your Facebook page at all times, because that's where you build your algorithm up, is through your posts on your Facebook page, and you find the people who relate to you, right?
Can you tell what I target?
I can tell what you target, Donna. I see that tail going across. So hopefully that helps.
All right. So a couple of the other things that we have, tab number 3, your daily or your admin system. If you're looking for any kind of response from any of the training team and the funnel team, that's where you'll find your response. You won't get emails from them anymore. You go into there and into your important announcements. What else? Oh, training site updates. That is one of the most important ones, and it says weekly, but you need to go in and daily check it just to see if they put anything in there. Because when you're watching the flock channels and watching the masterminds and seeing that the questions that are being asked, it's being asked about the stuff that's being updated in the training. And for your mentors and your coaches, all that's doing is discouraging them and making them feel that you're not really truly into your business because you're not in the training and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing to learn. That is your business and it's your responsibility. Same with not attending the Zoom calls and not attending the masterminds. You're being told what to do, and it's up to you to be doing it. So.
And I hope everybody listens to every word you're saying, Donna, because the training, the webinars, the Zoom calls, that is the training for this business. And I can't explain it enough. If people want to be a hairdresser, they go to school and they do every bit of the training before they become a hairdresser. If you go to, community college, university, whatever, become a doctor or a mechanic, same thing. You do every bit of the training before you go and do your work. This business is no different. And then how many of them do you see go to their books, doctors, go into their books and look at it? How many times do you see a mechanic go in and look at their book on what they're doing? How many times have you seen a hairdresser go to the book to match the color correctly or whatever? They always go back to their training, and our business is no different. And I just wish that people would do the training in full and then go back and start over and then start doing it. It would fall into place and it would become more common sense to do it that way, right?
Yeah.
And all of these changes, we need to be there and doing them all the time.
And,
Yeah.
and there are study groups, like the Team Deborah's Dreamers has a study group that's Monday nights at 7:30 Pacific time, I believe it is. And the 50 plus group has a study group, and each week they go through the training and they do a certain tab or parts of a tab. And that's one nice thing they're small enough groups too, that it's more of you feel more like a one-on-one. It's not where it's a great big group and you don't get to talk, and if you have a question, you can answer it. And same thing, they're both on Flock. You just go look for the channels, and if you can't find the channels, just message me and I will point you in the right directions. The book club. How many seen the posts that I make for the book club every month? The other thing you can also do is share that to your teams. Any of the ones that I post, you can share it to your teams. First prize is $300, and you got to write a little book report. Well, just think like you're 16 again and back in school and looking for brownie points. So, all right. What else we have? I'm just gonna check my notes here. Flock training groups. Yeah, I just did that. Flock, you should be in Flock on a daily basis. Okay, Deb?
Sorry, I just wanted to answer a question. Vicki asked a question in the chat. She said, Deborah, are you advertising anywhere right now? Right now, Vicki, it's a personal reason, and I'm still not advertising on platforms yet. I'm just advertising free advertising places. But I will be soon, I hope. I'm just waiting. I have a few personal things that has to be taken care of, and a few things have to be done legally so that I can start advertising and it'll be left alone so that I can build my business again. Does that answer ya? Sorry. But don't you guys stop advertising. This is out of my control. I did not choose to not be advertising.
Yep.
Okay.
And when you're in the Flock channels, if you see a question and know the correct answer for it, answer it. That's it's not just for the coaches and mentors to be answering questions. If you can answer that question right now, the person might get the answer right there. Whereas if a coach, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 hours before that, somebody sees that question to answer it. So, so the mentors and coaches are there to guide us, but we have 2 feet to stand on, so we need to. Okay, Deb?
Sorry, I just want to answer another question. Fiona said, how do you reply to people who ask, why is this business such a secret? Why are there things you won't tell us? My grown boy's asking a lot of questions. You know, Fiona, here's what I say to people. I would be doing you a disservice if I even tried to explain this business. This business is set up with such a professional program with a 90-minute information session that's going to give you the professional aspect of this business. I would not even try to explain it, because that's one of the things I liked about this business was I don't have to explain it to people, because I would be convincing you. I wouldn't be any different than someone out there selling Amway or Herbalife or whatever if I did that to you. We have a 90-minute information session that explains it all in full. And if you have any questions from that, I'll try to answer them for you. But that 90-minute information session is the professional. And we're looking for coachable people. First of all, it's not a secret. That 90-minute information session tells it all. It doesn't cost a penny to watch it, right? And it tells it all. There's no secrets. So that's what you need to do. We're looking for coachable people for this business. And the first thing about this business is to watch that information session in full, because you'll know after you watch that information session if you want to know more information about it or if it's something that doesn't interest you whatsoever. So why waste your time with me trying to explain it when those guys are professionals and they're telling it exactly like it is. I don't want to ruin it for you. That's what I tell them. And I still today stick with the same thing. And if they say they don't have time to watch it, guess what? It's not for them. It doesn't matter. Even my own children that are in the business, they came to me, what are you doing, Mom? What are you doing, Mom? And I said, you got to watch the webinar. You have to watch the webinar. No, just tell us what it is. And I said, no, I'm not. This is what I was told when I started this business, that we're looking for coachable people. And the number one step is to watch the webinar. If you want to know what I'm doing, you watch the webinar. And if you can't watch it, doesn't matter what I'm doing, right? Guess what? They watch the webinar. You know, I have 2 daughters in the business, and there's 2 that's, you know, and that's it. Out of the 6, there's 2. So, you know, they watched it. Is it for them? Not all of them. And it's not for everybody, right? It's for some, but I'll never convince anyone. I will never say, oh, you need to watch it. You need to join it. And I didn't even say that to my kids. I didn't say, you know, oh, watch it. Because that makes us no different than people out there selling Herbalife or going door to door selling vitamins or books or whatever it is. That would put us in the same category. And we're not those people. We have something to offer them. They just have to reach out and take it. Does that answer your question? It was an ugly intervention from my kids who think they are trying to protect me. Well, you know what? If they watch that information session, they'll know exactly, Fiona, what it is you're doing, right? Because it's going to be very difficult. You're not going to be able to explain it the way Mike and Darren do, or Ivan, or whoever at the time is doing the information session. There's no way any of us, unless we're trained to explain it, we're never going to be able to explain it that way, right? There's nothing to hide whatsoever. That 90-minute information session tells it all. And that is available to everybody and anybody. Everybody. It's available to everybody. So there's nothing hid, nothing secret about anything. That tells it all. And they don't have to pay 5 cents to watch it. Right?
No.
That's what I say. I'm adamant about that too. If they're insist on learning more, it's not for them, because they're not being coachable right off the bat. And I don't want to work with people that's not coachable. They're very difficult to work with. Right?
And the other thing too is when you're doing your advertising company or in countries where you know that you're going to be awake when you have to talk to anybody over there, because
and with my kids, like, sit down and watch it with them.
Yep.
Sit down and watch it with them. Say, come on. If they don't want to register with their name and their email address, you sit down and watch it with them. Put it right on your TV. Make it a family thing. Everybody sit in the living room and watch it. Right?
Yep. This is what Mom does, and Wednesday nights you can
exactly, right?
leave me alone. I ain't gonna do nothing.
This is what I'm doing. And if they, you know, and I said to my kids, if you guys love me, you're going to support me. Because by golly, if I was a Walmart greeter, you'd be in Walmart every day saying, hi, Mom, you know?
Yeah.
But when I've got something that I can, you know, really change my life and change other people's lives, I need your support. And my kids support me 100% in this business. They support me 100% my whole life. I don't think it mattered what I did, right? But they support me. I guess they trust my judgment too.
Mothers are always right.
Well, we think so sometimes, right?
Yeah. All right. So we're getting to. Any more questions?
Laurie Bolianatz has a question.
Oh, hands up. Okay, go ahead, Laurie.
I don't have a question. I just have a comment on that for Fiona. Like, my 2 sons would never, this isn't something for them. I know it, but they are very curious as to what I'm doing. And I tried so many MLMs and network marketing things before. I just don't tell. All I told them was, I mentor and coach people how to set up their own online business. And if they wanted to know more than that, I would send them to the webinar or to the workshop. But that actually appeased them when I said I mentor and coach people that want to set up an online business. And they say, do you make money at it? And I said, I sure do. End of story. So if you're getting that question from skeptical people, that's a good way to answer them. My 2 cents.
That's good.
Everybody has 2 cents and it's always worth 2 cents. So anybody else have anything that their 2 cents they want to bring up? All right. So Deborah is hosting the July 7th meeting. She has a guest speaker. Ivan is coming and she's really excited about it. Can you tell? We've all seen him on the masterminds and he's going to come and speak to us. So
He's from the UK.
Yep.
And you guys have all seen him. He hosted last week with Mike Dreyer. He's going to be doing all the masterminds in the UK. Like they're preparing him, they're training him to do that. And any of us, if you want to be a presenter on the mastermind, you just need to get a hold of the committee and say you want to do that. They'll train you. Right? And, so anyways, you guys don't want to miss Ivan. He is going to have amazing information. And like I say, he's on the masterminds. He's got the inside scoop of everything that's happening and going on. So you guys, I'm really looking forward to Ivan being here.
And he's got one of them voices that are just so easy to listen to.
Oh, his voice is amazing to listen to. That accent, right?
Yep.
You guys are gonna love him.
So July 14th, Laurie is going to be the host. So we're looking for presenters for then. And starting July 21st, the hosts are going to be picking the presenter or a guest speaker that they can. So we're looking for a host for the 21st and a host for the 28th. Go ahead, Laurie.
Are you referring to me?
Yeah.
On July 14th?
Yep.
It's just, I keep getting voluntold here.
Oh, yeah, well, it must be so because that was on the agenda that Deborah sent me, so.
Okay, there are a few mistakes. Brevi is going to be host on the 21st of July. And Caroline, she's going to be doing presentation the last half. Cynthia, I'm sorry, I'm not sure which Cynthia, is host on the 28th.
Cynthia
Cannon, okay.
Yeah.
I will be doing a presentation that day. We still need a host for July 14th and presentations.
Oh, Laurie Ann is the host on the 14th.
Laurie Ann, okay.
And I think Pinky is going to be able to do.
What?
I think
Not
Pinky,
me.
You're not the host?
No.
No, okay.
Laurie is. Laurie Bolianatz.
No, she's saying no, she's not.
Well, why?
What I put on my paper from last week was Lisa.
Lisa Larkin?
Yeah.
Well,
See, that one I guessed, so.
I think we'll find another host for the 14th.
Okay,
And a new presenter.
okay.
So who has not been a host? Come on, folks, don't run away. Who has not been?
I have not been.
Florence got her hand up.
Who does?
Florence?
Florence, do you want to be the presenter and do what Donna's doing today? I'll send you I usually send it the day of Wednesday. I usually send it Wednesday morning, so if there's any fresh notes to put in there, they'll be there. But I'll send you the Word document in Flock so you know exactly what you need to say and talk about.
I can either host or I can present, whichever one you want. Pick one.
You pick one.
You pick it. Your choice. What would you like to present on?
I have no idea, but I'll come up with something. So I will present on the 14th.
Okay, so we need a host on the 14th.
Come on, guys, this is preparing you. How many coaches do we have on here?
I think right now we've only got the 3 of us. I'm not
But
sure if
Dalika,
Diana's
are you
here.
not a coach?
Who?
Dalika is a coach.
No.
Kabeline, are you not a coach now? Who's a coach?
I'm not a coach.
No.
Stacy is, aren't you a coach, Stacy?
Lori,
Kathleen?
no, not
Kathleen?
yet.
Aren't there, I'm sure there's more on here that.
I am a coach.
Yes.
Evelyn is, yep.
Diana Bean Blossom.
Tabelina is.
Kabeline is a coach. Where are you,
Yeah.
Kabeline? I thought she was.
Lori Ann is now too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lori Ann did it once. Tabelina, where are you? Where are you? Where are
I'm
you?
here.
Would you be the host for the 14th?
Okay, so you guide me on how to do it.
What you just do what Donna's doing, and I'll send you a Word document on the 14th, that the Wednesday morning. I'll put it into Flock, and
Okay.
you can do the you like it will tell you exactly what to do. Okay, and just
Okay.
watch a couple of the replays.
Yeah.
I can't even find you on here. I've lost you. Where'd you go?
She's got a cherry blossom background.
Honest to Pete, I don't see her on here at all.
Wave your hand, Tabelina. Wave your
way
hand.
up
There
there.
we go.
Okay.
It's like squirrel. Something's got to catch your eye.
It's true. It's true. Okay. So, all right. So you've got that, Donna, right? You've got all that down.
Yep.
I've got it written down too. So starting the 1st of August, we're going to pick a presenter every week for the next week. And then whoever, or the host, I mean, and whoever's hosting will get a guest speaker. That is what the McCallions do. That is what the other, people are doing within their groups. They're getting people to take turns hosting because it's preparing them to be mentors and coaches. And they will host, and then they get the guest speaker for the week that they do the host. And it can be anybody that you choose, right?
Can I make a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
Can we get the list from Denise for the Dreamers and 50 plus? And then we can just go down our list alphabetically, and that's who will be the host. And that way we can publish that, and somebody will always know when they're going to be the host.
Yeah, actually, Debbie, she has a Dropbox password that we can get,
Okay, good.
right?
Yeah.
So we can all go into it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Kim, are you about ready to rock and roll? All right. So everybody should get their phones out and get their Kahoots up and running. And we are about to play a game. Tab number 9, everybody should have studied it. So Kim, I'll let you go ahead and share your screen. And she had lots of fun today. She just took everybody to the dentist.
That's right, Donna. All my kids got their teeth checked and we are all good to go for the next 6 months. So we're gonna be eating a lot of treats this summer. Brushing our teeth right after, don't worry.
I seen you were into the ice cream the other day.
Yes, yeah. It is smoking hot here in Edmonton. Like my Kahoot is sizzling. That's how hot it is. It is hot, you guys, but we'll try to get through this, and then I'm gonna go drink lots of water, maybe jump in a bathtub or something, because I have no AC, so I'm dying even more. All right, let's share my screen. Give me a second here. So it's tab 9, you guys. And let's get some fun nicknames. We have about, a smaller group, 20 some. So we'll see how many people come to play. Just 1 second, Melina. Whoops. play. I did press play. And I'll make it bigger here so you can all see. Let's get started. Tab 9. Thanks again, Debbie, for preparing this Kahoot. And your pin is 904-5358. 904-5358. Oops, my daughter just fell on.
Okay?
She's okay. She just fell off the chair.
Oh, poor baby. She should get a cookie for that.
Did you push her, Kim?
I did. Did I push her?
Oh, honey. Oh, man.
Poor baby.
Ice cream cone, popsicle.
You want a freezy?
Yeah.
It's so hot, she probably slipped off the chair.
And then fall off the chair. You can have another one.
Sorry, say that again.
You can slip off the chair again in about an hour and get another popsicle.
Another popsicle, yeah.
You want a popsicle, honey? That'll make your head feel better.
Yeah. Poor baby.
Oh, it's hot.
I'd have my kids running in their diapers and underwear if it's that
Yeah.
hot.
Yes, yeah.
Spraying them with the hose.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing after this.
Two pleasures that way.
Exactly. So true.
Okay, we have 27 people on here, so 2 of you aren't playing, so that means 28 or 25 people should be playing, and we only had 18. Now, one of the things I'm concerned about is we had 31 people watching on here, so that means that 4 has just chosen not to play or even listen.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because this is training. These are questions and answers that every one of us needs to know. So I'm going to check to see who's left and who is leaving without watching the information. Let's see if it's the ones that are asking all the questions and not having any results. Sorry,
I'm
guys.
not sure when you guys want to start. Just give me the go ahead, Deborah, when you think we're ready to go.
Well, we only have 18, so that's like 7 people that aren't. And
Here comes another one.
there we go. Judy had to leave for an appointment. That's understandable. Okay. Laurie, that's understandable. You got a lot of packing to do, so.
I'm just downloading mine, Deb. I'm putting the pin in.
Okay,
First
perfect.
time I'm here to do this.
Good, that's good. Okay, so we'll just give them another minute or so, Kim, and
Sure. I like the hot flash nickname. That's definitely me right now. Good job.
and my daughter just contacted me this afternoon. They're living in the camper right now, and the air conditioner broke.
Oh, yeah.
Not good.
Hey, Kim, have the hot weather and hot flashes at the same time.
Yeah. I think that's called suicide.
Well, Kim, we might as well get started here.
Yeah, let's do it. Because I know everyone wants to get on with their day. I, for one, definitely need to get in some water. So tab 9, business owner development. That's for today. And first question today. Multi-select. So remember, there's more than one right answer and press submit. What is tab 9 for? What is tab 9 for? Got a few more seconds for that question. What is tab 9 for? All of these, well, these two, to help you grow as a business owner and content stored from masterminds. And don't worry if you got it wrong. This is all just to keep you fresh in the training, right? So that you're learning. Machu Picchu, 1548 for your score. Good job. Well, who does Mike introduce in tab 9 in the first video? That's listed in there. So who does he introduce in the first video? You have some familiar names in here, but let's see who it is. Very first video in tab 9, he introduces 3, 2, 1, Brad Hart. Something to go back and reflect on. Upbeat is now taking first place. Good job. Next question. What is the most important thing you need to succeed in this business? Very, very important. Most important thing you need to succeed in this business. And keep in mind, oh, there we go. Good job, you guys. Majority of that got right. Upbeat is now taking first place. Second last question. Clarity to contrast worksheet can help with what? So your clarity to contrast worksheet can help with what? All of the above. Nicely done. Upbeat is still holding first place. We have one more question. Let's see if someone else takes it. Last question. Where can you download the Facebook posting strategy guide? Give you a hint. Ms. Reen is talking about it. Facebook posting strategy guide. Tab 9 something. Few more seconds. In personal branding. Branding. Good job, you guys. Okay, let's see who has the podium. Third place, Sunny Disposito. I don't know how to pronounce that. I feel like my Charity came in second place, and then first place is Upbeat. Upbeat held that #1 spot. Good job, you guys. So we finished tab 9. Next, we're going to tab 10. And that's it from hot weather over here. Peace out.
Good. I'm not going to tell everybody, we have heat pumps, so I had to put socks on because my feet were cold. That's one nice thing about heat pumps. In the summertime, you have air conditioning. So, all right. So, is there any other thing that anybody else wants to bring up? Or
yeah, Florence wants to talk, and then Deborah.
Okay, go ahead, Florence.
I just have a question about the presentation. Is there a list of subjects that already have been presented so that I don't repeat it? I'm fairly new to the group, but I don't know what's been discussed already.
Actually, Florence, you can go into the notes in the 50+ group.
Okay.
And you can go find all the replays, and there it says what the topics were. Most of them have what the topics were. But
okay,
you really don't have to worry about whether people talked about it before or not, because it's great to get other people's opinions on different things.
Okay.
Because, you know, I may relate to you where I don't relate to Debbie, or Debbie may relate to you where she doesn't relate to me. So, you know, I wouldn't worry about whether it has been discussed before or not. I like the idea that we can get more than one opinion.
Okay, I'll just throw this out here and you can let me know what you think. I just created a vision board for our team. And I was thinking maybe I could present something on that.
You sure can, because if Tina's on next week, she'll be presenting part of hers too. So that is awesome. That would be
Okay.
excellent, 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 excellent. And the
Okay.
importance of a vision board, that would be great too.
Yes.
Right.
Perfect.
And
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I want to thank Laurie. Laurie, your presentation was awesome today. And you know, there was things in there. I know you and I've talked a lot since you've been in the business, but there was things in there that I didn't know. So it really touched me when you did your presentation to that today. So thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, so we want to thank everybody that come and took their time out of their day to step up and be responsible for your business and learn a little something new and contribute to the rest of us learning something new. So if anybody has any other questions, speak now or, okay, Deb?
Sorry. I see some people putting in the chat that they were, you know, they couldn't do Kahoots because they were at a doctor's appointment or whatever. They couldn't do it. Some doesn't have it. Doreen says she doesn't have Kahoots. Now, it's an app, Doreen. You don't register for anything. You just download it and that's it. Like, you don't have to do anything, because when you open it, like, it's going to look like the K there. And when you open it, that's as far as you need to go, is where it looks like that. Because this is what we do. We hit here and that's going to come up, and that's where we enter the number that Kim gives us. Okay. So it's very simple to get in. And if you can't make it to the Kahoot, put in here, like, you know, there's Doreen and there's Zen, who couldn't watch it. So there's 2. There was 2 other people left because they had appointments. So there's 4. So that tells us why not everybody's joining in, because these questions are so important. Like, we've had guest speakers on, and now they've taken this back and are doing it in their teams because they've seen the importance of how people need to be in contact with each other about the training, whether they're just these little questions or not. There's a lot of us didn't know all the answers, right? So that tells us, oh, better go back into that and check out that tab and actually see what it's about. Okay.
And if they don't have a phone, they can play it on their computer as well. They just go to kahoot.com and come up, it brings the screen and they can play there as well. So
exactly. And Donna, thank you very much for doing this today. You did an awesome, awesome, awesome job. So when you stop recording, just don't shut the down yet, because we need to get the chat.
Yep.
Okay.
Does everybody realize that you can also make yourself a copy of the chat notes if you've been missing anything? You just go down to the 3 little dots and click on it and it'll save chat, and you can save the chat to a Word document. All right, so nothing else. Let me check the messages here and make sure there's nothing else all right, we are good to, I'm going to stop recording.